Third time's a charm. What's up, fellow Wolfpack members? I'm here. This is the third time I'm gonna recording this intro because I gotta explain things thoroughly. I'm gonna do a year-end list for video games from 1990 all the way to 2021. I'm either gonna do 6 years or 5 years per video, so it could always match up end of a decade sort of thing. So 90 to 99, yeah, 2000 to 2009, like all that stuff. So it's like two episodes per decade, and then I'm gonna say what the game of the year of the decade is, and then I'm also gonna say what the game of the year was according to critics, reviewers, journalists, all that stuff back in the day. And then the Game Awards started in 2014, and that's gonna be the definite game of the year. And with all the research I did and stuff, I tried my best to find out what game of the year was and stuff. I really hate 2002s, by the way, but that's besides the point. Let's start this list. Go to 1990. This is gonna be awesome. Let me know what your favorite video games per year is. It was a fun list overall. It was very fun. Evie's cute, and I'm Tom Wolf. Do this for fun. Do it for my fellow Wolfpack members. Great entertainment, and I could go for some pizza right now. Let's go to number 90. Alright, so anyways, let's start this list with 1990. Sorry I'm blocking you, Evie. It's okay. Alright, so from 1990, what the Watch Mojo, IMDb, Game Awards, VGX, GameSpot, IGN, what they kind of picked for the 90s for the most part, because I did my best to research what the top game was for the 90s and all that stuff. Yeah, I did an intro before, so anyways, the runner-ups they had were Dragon Warrior 4, which probably just an RPG, Mega Man 3, not as good as the first two, but still pretty good for what it is, and the game of the year that they picked is Super Mario World, and that's a really good pick. And now let's get to my pick. So I got no honorable mentions for 1990, but I got 3 runner-ups. When I mean no honorable mentions, I mean like there's no honorable mentions besides the runner-ups. I'm gonna have a total of 3 runner-ups per year if I do have 3 runners-up. It'll make more sense later on. So my third runner-up is Mega Man 3. Great. It's a great pick. I'm glad that that was like almost the game of the year, Mega Man 3, according to the cells and all that stuff, so that's cool. And then I picked Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers as my second runner-up. Very fun platformer, highly recommend it for people. Ninja Gaiden 2, Dark Sword of Chaos. You gotta practice this game a lot, it'll kick your ass at first. Very fun, amazing soundtrack I might add. And my game of the year is none other than Super Mario World. I totally agree with the #1 spot, what the reviewers, companies, journalists, whatever back then all usually agreed on, that Super Mario World is the game of the year. Awesome pick. This is the first video game I ever played in my life. I was in the hospital, had asthma. I had this guy right here, Puppish, who played with me. He's licking me. And it was just okay. It was just very memorable. I used to always think he played with me somehow, which makes no sense, but that's the kid in me. And yeah, Super Mario World, great game. Great beginning platformer. If someone's never played a game before, highly recommend this to play first. Let's get to 1991. Let's go. Okay, we're on to 1991 now, and the general public, they got 2 runner-ups and the game of the year, and I'll say those right now. The second runner-up for most people most likely looked like Sonic the Hedgehog 1. That's a really great game that started off a series. That's amazing. Easy. And then Super Castlevania 4 is the first runner-up, which is awesome. Super Castlevania 4 is really cool. You could hit the whip in all different directions. People say it's usually the best in the series, but for some reason the first looks the most interesting, even though I never played it. Yeah, but that's besides the point. Castlevania 4 looks great, music's great, and their #1 of all time is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I haven't played this either. Not the biggest fan of over like the bird's eye view, like where you look down at your character. Has a really good soundtrack though, and I appreciate everything it's done. And my friend High Five Ghost, I'm gonna call him, he explained the story to me today, and it was like pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, sounds pretty interesting, but I don't know. I'm more of the Ocarina sort of guy. I like the Ocarina of Time sort of Link more, Wind Waker, so yeah. But now let's get to my list for 91. I have 3 runners-up and no honorable mentions before that, but I got 3 runners-up. My third is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Even though I never played a lot of it, I played like an hour at most. I appreciate the game. It's fun. It's cool for what it is, but it's not my cup of tea, but I appreciate it. I think it deserves a spot. It's pretty cool. My second runner-up is Fatal Fury. I love fighting games. If you don't know that I love fighting games, you don't know Tom Wolf, because that's me. I play fighting games all the time. And my first runner-up is Ninja Gaiden 3, Ancient Ship of Doom. This is the third Ninja Gaiden game in the series, obviously, Ninja Gaiden 3. And it's my least favorite of the 3, but it's a very solid game. I give it an A+ as like an overall score for sure. I really hate that last level, by the way. Really hate it. Besides that, very good game. And my number 1 pick is very weird, so let me explain myself. My number 1 spot is gonna be Street Fighter 2, but it wasn't ported on console yet. It was like in the arcade machines and stuff in like November or something in Japan. But I count that as Game of the Year because that's technically when Street Fighter 2 came out. So I'm gonna say Street Fighter 2 is my number 1 for this year, and it's either that or Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if that counts or not, but I'm gonna do like based on when the game was first released, even if it's not on home console, arcade machine, whatever. So I'm gonna say Street Fighter 2 is my number 1 this year. And so for 92, that was Game of the Year, Street Fighter 2, but I don't count it because it came out in 1991. So I just wanted to spoil that really fast. So it's either Street Fighter 2 or Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't care. And if either one takes over, or if I put them both, then Link to the Past, get out of here. That's it. Then it's just honorable mention. Anyways, let's get to 1992. Awesome year heading our way. Let's go. Welcome to 1992. Let's get to the reviewers and journalists and all those awards, what they gave Game of the Year and runners-up, and then we're going to go to my list. As always, I'm going to do this until 2021. 2022 Saifu is the Game of the Year. Anyways, that's besides the point. 1992, so they got 2 runner-ups, and then, yeah, the winner, obviously. So the second runner-up was Wolfenstein 3D. Never played it. Looks like Doom in a way. I mean, I don't know what else to really say about it. It's just there, I guess. Then we got Mortal Kombat as the first runner-up. The first one, and it's okay. I don't know. It's just there too. But it was pretty crazy back in the day too. And number 1, highly disagree with. Like, highly disagree. It's Dragon Quest V. Not the biggest RPG fan. Saw it. Just looks kind of boring. Looks like any other RPG for me. But I'm a jerk towards RPGs. That's just, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just not interested, you know. I mean, here's a little gameplay. I'm gonna show the gameplay of the top 1 here and then the top 1 of mine. That's just all I'm gonna do. And then I'm just gonna show pictures on this. And that's Dragon Quest V. Anyways, let's get to my list. So 1992 was a killer year for video games for me. Like, it was a killer year. It wasn't my favorite of the 90s, but it's a good year. I got a lot. So I got, obviously, 3 runner-ups, and I got 4 honorable mentions before the 3 runner-ups. So that's pretty good. So overall, that's like 8 games I'm going to talk about in 1992. First one, for an honorable mention, is Kirby's Dreamland. I played on the Kirby collection on the Wii. It was really fun. I love that game. It was like black and white. And I wish Kirby was a marshmallow the whole time. Like the black and white Kirby, he was so cool. And then he turned pink. But like, because pink's like my second worst color of all time, but Kirby's so cool in it. But like, Kirby was a badass back then. But then once he got to like the Wii and stuff, he turned like all cutesy, and I just don't dig it. I just wish he stayed black and white personally. He just looks cooler that way. Second honorable mention, TMNT Turtles in Time. Fun beat 'em up, great music. It's it overstays its welcome a little bit, but it's a very fun game. And they're gonna make a new Ninja Turtles beat 'em up coming up this year, so that's gonna be fun. But Turtles in Time, if you haven't played it, definitely play it. Memorable experience. And Fox McCloud, Neon Knight Rider. Great stuff. Alright. Third honorable mention, I'm gonna pick Felix the Cat. I never even played it. I've seen a lot of gameplay for it. It just looks fun. Looks like a great game. I just wanted to include it, just as an honorable mention. It's not my runner-up, but yeah, I mean, it looks like a fun game. So there you go, Felix the Cat. And I used to watch it as a kid too, the cartoon, because yeah, it didn't hold up too well though, sadly. And then the last honorable mention is Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Bust Loose. This is Bugs Bunny when he's blue and like as a kid, and it's interesting. And it kind of moves like, so I played this game before Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm like, man, this guy's so fast and all that stuff, and he's fast in the game. And Fox McCloud hates his train level, by the way. But yeah, this game is so nostalgic for me, and I love it. And it still holds up to this day. I played it recently. It's still pretty fun. But there was 3 other games I preferred over it, but it was close. It was almost a runner-up. I love this game. Alright, now let's get to the 3 runner-ups. My third runner-up is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This game is very memorable. Probably my second favorite 2D Sonic game of all time. I might pick Mania first or 1, I'm not sure. And then 2's a tie. I don't know. But surprisingly, 3 and Knuckles is my worst Sonic, which is really weird because I still like that game a lot. But overall, I like 3D Sonic game part. Anyways, that's beside the point. Sonic 2, great music, great game, fun shit. Check it out if you haven't played it. Second runner-up, Streets of Rage 2. Very fun beat 'em up. Probably the first beat 'em up I would ever recommend anyone to get into. Very fun, love it. Great music. The boss looks like Kazuya from Tekken. It's fun shit, love it. And then number 1 is Super Mario Kart for me, for the last runner-up, the first one. I grew up with it, playing this with my dad, Rainbow Road. This is an amazing soundtrack too. I'm gonna keep saying that. What an amazing soundtrack! I think I said that like 5 times. And he was just looking at me, yeah. But yeah, Rainbow Road, ooh, man, so memorable. And I think it's my second or first favorite racing game still, so that's gotta be saying something. And my number 1 pick for this year, and I'm gonna do this every time I pick my number 1, and my number 1 pick for this year is gonna be Batman Returns, one of the best beat 'em ups of all time. And it's my second favorite beat 'em up of all time, and no spoilers, Saifu's my favorite beat 'em up of all time. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Saifu, man. But Batman Returns, what a great beat 'em up. I freaking love it. And people say it's like really hard and shit, and I agree, but I just know all the secrets, how enemies attack. I know the patterns for the most part, and it's so fun. And I can see why people are frustrated with that game, but it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. They're so bad, and I'm just so good, you know? Tried to do a Nintendo Power reference. Probably failed. Now let's get to 1993 now. Let's go. Okay. Now we are on to 1993, and what the people usually pick for this game. I don't even have a runner-up for this year. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I tried my best, but it seems like overall people are gonna agree that Doom is the game of the year in '93. And this game actually looks really fun. I just never played it. It looks interesting. Like, it's like one of the first-person shooters, I feel like. It looks cool. And you can't even aim up or down, it's just sideways, so that's actually pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe I should play it one day. I know the music's great, so there you go. That's all I know about Doom, really. And now let's get to my 1993. I only got 1 honorable mention, and then 3 runner-ups, and then, of course, the number 1. And my honorable mention is Aladdin for the Super Nintendo. Love this game, great platformer, fun to get into. Let's move on. Good shit. And my third runner-up is TMNT Tournament Fighter. So I'm addicted to Street Fighter 2, personally. Like, I'm addicted to that series a lot. And TMNT basically just cloned it, and there you go. That's TMNT Tournament Fighters. Great game, highly recommend it. 2 is Kirby's Adventure. Kirby's Adventure is a very fun platformer sort of adventure game. It's Kirby's Adventure. Get to swallow other people's abilities and use it to your advantage. Good shit. Good stuff. Good job, Kirby. Come on now, Kirby. And then number 1, I'm gonna pick NBA Jam as my first runner-up, because I played this a lot with my dad. He was really good at shooting three-pointers. And I even use the phrase to this day, boom chakalaka from downtown, and like, oh yeah, like they do like all these like intense like reactions when you do those shots and stuff. It's great. Boom chakalaka. And now our number 1 pick is going to be Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo. Mega Man X is, I can say right now, I think it's a perfect game besides the final boss. The final boss is a piece of shit. He's hard. But besides the final boss, I literally think this game is perfect. I'm not gonna lie, that soundtrack, the way it looks, the level design, the character. I'm not gonna keep going on and on, just keep doing this, like the abilities and everything else is just amazing. The charge shot, the slide dash, the robot mavericks. I highly recommend this one to anyone who's a platformer / shooter type person. It's too good. Mega Man X, 1993. Let's get to 1994. He was doing a great job. Alright, so 1994 of what the Game Awards and, you know, IGN, GameSpot, all of those companies, what they picked for 1994. I don't have any runner-ups or honorable mentions for them, sadly, this year either. I know I'm getting lazy, but I'm trying the best to research this shit, and it's hard sometimes. But the one they got is Donkey Kong Country. That's a really good pick, and let's see if I agree with that in 94. So on this, I got 3 honorable mentions, 3 runner-ups, and then a number 1. So the 3 honorable mentions are Super Metroid. I really appreciate the game. Played like an hour of it, never went back to it. My friend 100%ed it. He loves this game, and I should really give it a chance again one day. It's a good game from what I remember. It's just hard for me to go back to games like that too. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Fox McCloud loves this game, probably in his top 5 of all time. And me, I feel like it is one of the worst Sonic games for me personally, because I don't like the over long levels, and he's not going to agree with me. He's like, oh, no. It's like, I don't know. That's just me though. I like Sonic 2, 1, and Mania more personally, the more I think about it. But musically, you can make a case. Super Punch-Out for the SNES, love it, good game. Definitely the first Punch-Out I ever beaten. It was definitely the easiest of the 3 too. It's a good game. I really liked it. I had good moments. Probably the 2nd or 3rd playthrough I did for my channel as well. Good stuff. Good memories. Anyways, the 3 runner-ups are Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. This is the only good LJN game, as far as I know, that's actually like legitly good. Not average, not okay, like this is like a legit good fucking beat 'em up game. Maximum Carnage, I definitely recommend people to play it. Fun game. Good comic book style as well. Second is Earthbound. This is a very interesting experience overall. A lot of people would put this in like their top 3 SNES games of all time. And I don't know how I feel about that personally, but it's a good game. It's memorable. I'd say if you're a fan of RPGs, try to beat it once if you could, for sure. I like more Mario RPG, by the way. Okay. And my number 1 runner-up is Wild Guns. This is the memorable moments I had with my dad playing Wild Guns. Trying to get through this whole game without dying once. I'm a pro at this game now. I found out a lot of secrets over the years, and this game's like actually one of the easiest of all time for me. So yeah, that's just me though. And my number 1, according to my list, it's gonna be Donkey Kong Country. I agree with what the people agreed on in this year as well. Very good shit. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country. What could I say? One of the best platformers I ever played. They repeat a lot of levels and shit, I found out, and they just kind of reverse the level, or they change the color of it. Me and Fox found this out, but I still love the game. It's a very fun game to speedrun, and I just have that mentality to speedrun platformers. That's just the way I am. And now, let's get to 95. Oh, actually, I'm gonna end it for this list, by the way. Stay classy, always eat your pizza. I'm gonna do the next 6 in the next episode, and then we'll do 2000 in episode 3. But episode 2, coming soon to a YouTube near you whenever I get a chance to edit and all that good shit. Oh, boom, shakalaka.